Chalvaga?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
We're going to have to bleep some of these.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Oh, who cares, man? G'day all and welcome back to Nothing But Footy. Hope you're all doing well and prepared for a cracking episode. Lads, how are we?
Yeah, good. Excited to get into round 10 in the double digits now. So season's moving along.
The double digis. Will, how are you?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Pretty good. Yeah, round 10 now. It goes by quick, hey.
It's kind of crazy to think about.
It's ridiculous.
Well, we'll just go ahead and move straight into my boys. Up in Darwin on the Thursday night, so tomorrow. I don't think we've won there. I don't think we've played there in 7 years. The last time we played there, I'm pretty sure it was Sam Mitchell's first year coaching. And we lost.
So not 7 years ago.
When was that? 5?
4.
4. Same.
Oh, maybe 5. It depends. He had a succession thing. Do you count that?
Maybe. I just heard it on the radio the other day.
Mm.
So we've been up there, I think, since Monday, trying to acclimatise, get used to the heat, get ready, get used to the ground. We're having all of our training sessions out there, so quite happy with that. But as we were talking about, there's some key changes.
Sam Mitchell's been coached for 3 years.
Okay.
2021 he went in.
22.
Oh. So 2021 would have been his succession plan. Yeah.
So there's been some changes in the team with, I believe, Impey, who else? Jack Gunston, Luke Bruce, Lloyd Meek. Was there anyone else?
Huswaite.
Luke Bruce.
Huswaite, obviously.
Yeah, Huswaite. So that brings in Cal Shadir, Ned Reeves. Who are the other ones again?
Scrimshaw. Tom Barras.
Yeah, so
Cam McKenzie.
it'll be interesting. It'll be probably a game that is losable. It's very losable. First, probably solid contender we've versed in a while. So there's going to be a wake up call for the boys, I reckon. And there's going to be a flight or fight response, which I hope I see out of the lads. How do you guys reckon this one pans out?
You go.
You just both looked at each other.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? I think this has Gold Coast written all over it for me. Hawthorn, no, not in Darwin for me, to be honest. Especially with no Gunston. We know that Gunston's having an all-out year and their forward line's still pretty average and he's second in the Coleman. So without him, to me, they're kind of fucked. Gold Coast are genuinely so far unbeatable in Gold Coast. And I don't know
Even
why.
in Darwin.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant in Darwin. Why you step down Lloyd Meek and players like that is beyond me. Like if it was against West Coast in Perth or something like that, I understand it. But you're missing 4 very key players. So Cal Shadir does come in, but he has been pretty average in the VFL. I'm not saying that has anything to do with the AFL, but from what I've had a look at, hasn't really been performing in the VFL. Gold Coast are on an absolute run. They don't have any proper outs. And they've brought in a second ruckman. So they're just going to work the fuck out of
Reeves.
poor Ned Reeves.
Who hasn't played an AFL game all year and didn't basically play for the back end of the season last year as well.
Yeah.
So he hasn't played high-level football for a while.
Especially with an inexperienced midfield that Hawthorn has. So, yeah. Just imagining Matt Rowell, Noah Anderson, Took Miller, Bailey Humphrey. Fuck. With Witts and Moyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a comfortable Gold Coast win for me.
Interesting with Gold Coast. Obviously, they bring in the second ruck, like you said. Very tall team they will line up with on the weekend, which is going to be interesting to see how Hawthorn goes with it. Like, they've already got Jed Walter. They've got, what's his name?
Ben King.
Ben King, yes. So I just reckon they're they're going to be a very tall team. They're already very tall. We've seen times where they've struggled a little bit on the ground. So it can be interesting how that one matches up with the Hawthorn backline. But I think this will be a very good game. Probably a bit slippery. Not sure what the weather really looks like.
It looks sunny.
Sunny.
Very sunny.
Sunny and hot.
So yeah,
33 degrees.
You'd say the ball's probably going to be a bit slippery out there. So yeah, going to be an interesting game. Sammy Frost not able to break into the team either,
Mm.
unfortunately.
He is an emergency.
Mm.
Believe it or not, Massimo D'Ambrosio, only his 50th game.
Mm.
Pretty crazy to think about. How he was All-Australian 40-man squad last year and he's only playing his 50th game.
Yeah.
Took Miller's 200th as well.
It was not probably the ideal start D'Ambrosio wanted for this season, but his last
His
2
comeback.
weeks, it's almost since like CJ's come in, gone to the other wing,
Mm.
and then they're both just playing like elite football.
Yeah.
It's like if CJ goes out, does that mean D'Ambrosio is going to play bad football again?
Yeah. I also think he was probably really targeted at the start of the year.
Probably, yeah.
I think it was a big key for people playing against to shut him down. And I think the style of footy as well they were playing didn't really match him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they've definitely gone back to their ways of him racking the ball up.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder how we're going to go up against a more in tune opponent. Considering that we make a mistake, it wasn't make a break. But now if we make a mistake, it's like they're gonna attack us on that, and they're probably gonna get a goal off it.
Yeah. The thing is, I feel like they match up really well on you guys because they've got, while they are quite big in the forward line, their back line, John Noble, Will Powell, and Daniel Rioli can run for days, and Bodie can play as that, hybrid. And then they've got their 2 key backs, which Mac Andrew and Sam Collins is more than enough for Cal Shadir and Marty.
Yeah, Cal Shadir, I don't know how it goes on either of those.
Yeah, like if you want to put Cal Shadir on Mac Andrew, it's raps. And if you put him on Sam Collins, it's raps as well, And same goes with Mabior Chol. I reckon Mabior Chol's best chance is probably on Mac Andrew, a bit more body than Mac Andrew. But I think they do match up really, really well for the half forwards at Hawthorn because they've got that half back line that's in tune. They're ridiculously good at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like this will be a big game for Chol in terms of how I feel about him. Because as I've said a lot, I feel like he's a bit of a fair weather player. He'll get goals when we really don't need them, or like he won't stand up in the moments. But the football he's been playing, it's been like, oh, you've been pretty good. Like you've been one of our better players. It's like if he continues that, I'll be quite impressed.
Yeah, the way Hawthorn will win this game if they want to is to run the legs off Gold Coast. If they're able to withstand the heat and run the legs off Gold Coast, they'll run over the top of them.
Yeah, I think that's why I've been up there this week, trying to just condition ourselves so that we can and train up there so we can run them away.
Yeah.
That takes us to our next team from us, Tigers versus North. North coming off a draw, you guys coming off a win. How does this one match up, Will?
We could go back to back here.
Very,
Like we're a good chance. We're playing at the G. You chucked this at Marvel, I'd give North the chockies, to be honest. But at the G, like the players love the G. Like we've shown up pretty well at the G so far. Even gave Brisbane a run for their money in that third to fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we don't have any injuries as well. I don't think anything.
You guys don't have not anything too bad
McKelty
apart
Lafau
from.
is a test. I do know that.
Oh, he is.
How good will it be to see?
Yeah,
He will definitely play VFL. That's for
he'll
sure.
play VFL. Yep.
But could you imagine?
Obviously, Jaden Short was a late out. Did
Mm.
say that he'll come back in.
Yep.
And Smiley got injured at training, I think, this week.
Yeah, I know. What they've done is it's a minor hamstring. So he had that hamstring earlier on, but he's done it minor, like a little bit. But what they've said is they've gone, righto, like we're not going to put a timeline on this. We're just going to make sure he's completely fine before he comes back. So they're just going to look after him, kind of like Taj Houghton, just, get your rehab in and get back to your best before you come in, which sucks. But it's also really good to see that we're doing this without our pick 7, No, normally people don't get 2 top 10 draft picks, and we haven't even had our top 10 draft pick play yet. So, I'm really excited for it. I think we're a good chance here. I'd be silly not to back us in. I think we're good enough to beat this team. We've shown that we can beat teams that they've lost to by a lot. So, yeah, I'm very keen.
A few ins. Probably Griffin Logue, I think, will come in for North. That'll probably be their only change, I would say. But yeah, this is a big matchup in terms of draft, obviously, because Richmond's got North
We've got their
Melbourne's pick. So if they can win this game, that's going to be a big one for them.
Well, that's the good thing because it doesn't matter who wins here for Richmond. Because if we lose, we say we go to 17th, it's still pick 2 and pick 3. If they lose, we've still got pick 2 and pick 3. You know, I was actually having a conversation with someone the other day. I want to know your boys' thoughts. Are Richmond kind of fucking themselves over here in the sense that we've only just started our rebuild, but we're like winning too much? We're not going to have the first draft pick in a draft that's not overly talented this year.
What you're saying, do worse or
Yeah.
I don't think you do, to be honest. Like, you're gonna get a top 6 pick. You're gonna get another top 6. You're gonna have 2 top 6 picks. So I don't think that's.
yeah, that's what I would be thinking too. That you guys like
I don't
You don't
think.
want
I don't think
one.
you need another pick one.
What do you mean?
you don't need another pick one.
It's not so much that, it's more like having the first dibs kind of thing in a draft that's not as talented as last year. Like, last year they were like 7 or 8 pick ones.
I think you'd rather, if you've got your main players there, you got your Leo, you got all that. I think you'd rather take 2 top 5 picks over
A pick
a
one
pick
again.
one.
Yeah. Imagine having 2 pick ones in a row though.
Yeah,
That'd be
I don't
sick.
think you're gonna get that.
Imagine there was another Harley Reid or Sam Lawler in the draft. Just like
Yeah.
we had, because apparently
Well,
we're going to make a big move for Harley Reid.
well, that's what West Coast are doing right now. They, questionably tanking with obviously not paying Oscar Allen.
Yeah.
Which
Melbourne.
is an
All over
interesting
again.
one. Yeah, Melbourne. Yeah, exactly. That's an interesting one in itself. People calling that, he's the cap. He probably shouldn't play for the rest of the year. Is what some
Yeah.
people are saying.
As the skipper as well.
As the skip, like, it kind of just like blows my mind how someone doesn't just want to go out and play football.
I know. I feel bad for him though because he's getting plucked in full back.
Yeah.
It would really suck for him because, he's the skipper, so he's got to do what's best for the team, and he's not going to say no to that. But far out, like, I can remember Oscar Allen 2 years ago. He was ridiculous.
Mhm.
Like, he was unstoppable. And it kind of seems like Jake Waterman's kind of stunted his growth a little bit, to be honest. And, now that they've got Jake Waterman, they've kind of gone like, we don't really need you. You actually kind of just clog up space for Jake Waterman. So we're going to put you a fullback and ruin your stocks for when you move to Hawthorn.
I think the 2 biggest talking points in the offseason are going to be Oscar Allen, Jamara Uguhagen.
Oh, yeah.
So some big key forwards up for
We'll
grabs
probably
there.
be talking about how good Harley Reid looks in a Richmond jersey.
Talking about West Coast, we might move straight into West Coast versus St Kilda.
2 seconds. I've got one more thing for you boys. I want to
Yeah?
get both of your opinions. This year's draft, if you're Richmond, would you trade both of your first round picks for Harley Reid?
No. Maybe one of them.
You're not going to get Harley Reid for only one of them.
Well, yeah, I don't reckon it's worth it. I don't reckon him in a good mindset would be different. I don't feel like he's got a good mindset.
He was really good on the weekend against Richmond.
I'd give up one of this year's a future first and either this year's second or a future second.
Yeah, okay. So like a scatter them kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I think if you don't,
Give up both.
you like by next 2027 draft. Yeah, by the 2027 draft, hopefully you won't need to be
Too much
looking
draft
too much
picks,
from
yeah.
the draft.
Yeah, that's true.
You might just be looking maybe to fill some holes with some just key role players. You're not
Yeah,
looking for your standout players.
for
That's
sure.
why I think if you're able to keep one of those pick for this year, then yeah, that's good. And then obviously if you give up your first round pick, I don't know. Maybe West Coast won't want to. I feel like West Coast might not want to do that because they're well, what if you guys are going to be better? That's why I'd probably throw in the second round pick as well.
The only thing I think
Maybe
about
2 second. Yeah.
for West Coast is like, if you're West Coast there, he's probably going to leave anyways, and in terms of Richmond, that would probably be the best deal you could get out of anyone.
I'll pose something to you. Not that I think this will happen, but could you see a trade with Harley Reid and Oscar Allen in the same same trade?
Yeah, like a 3-way.
Like
Hawthorn are good at those as well.
we're not even. I mean, like together.
Or like Oscar Allen comes over to us.
Yeah.
Fuck, that would be sick. I would love that. But fuck, we'd have to give up.
Yeah, you'd have to give
I
up so
think
You
much.
give up
You'd be
both of
giving-
your picks,
Yeah.
a next first round, and maybe a second round somewhere
But like
else.
that's kind of what I can almost see that pushing you guys to the top 8.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if you were to do those 2 picks, future first, you'd have to give away your this year's second and a future second.
Yeah.
But that almost like is the trade to set you up for.
I completely
glory.
agree because I was looking at it and I don't know if you guys saw what Tasmania is getting in their first
They
3
get-
years or whatever. It looks worse than what Richmond had this year. Like we had 1 and 7. They have like 1, 5, 9, but they have to get rid of 5 and 9 for
Mhm.
trade value.
They've got. I think they get 6 first round picks. I think, and then 2. They have to get rid of 5 and 9,
Yeah. For like
For
trade
that-
or whatever. Yeah.
and then they have to get rid of 5 the next year
Yeah.
as well for.
Trading and
Trade
stuff like
as well.
that. Yeah. But like I'm looking at that, I'm like, geez, that is not much better than what we had this year. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. If all goes well with our draft picks, we'll be set up for a while. Especially
That's what I mean. That's the big worry clubs are going to be having is with this Tassie team coming in. You got
You
to,
gotta
and that's why you're seeing like those
Big
key
contract.
role. What?
The big contracts. That was one of the thing. The contracts like
Mm.
10 years
so
or
like
8 years.
the key role players. So like you look at someone like your Hugh McCluggage, who he's not your best player in your team, but you need him to do well, and that's why someone like him is getting paid
too much.
probably let's say $100,000 more than he's actually needed.
Mm.
That's just to secure him.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Taz is going to be an interesting one. They come in next year to the VFL, I think, or the year after.
Yeah, they've got picks in the 2027 draft, I think it is.
So going to be interesting to see how they.
I was just thinking about with that bit of story time, and he'll never listen to this, but I was talking to one of our friends a while ago when the Tassie team got announced. I don't know if he did this to you guys, but he called me up, and he calls me up and he goes, "Did you hear about this whole Tassie team thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have." He's like, "How good is that for me?" He's like, "Guess where I'm going to be moving in when the Tassie team comes?" He's like, "I'll be in Tasmania playing for the team." He goes, "I would have hit my prime in the VFL." He goes, "And I'll be playing for Tasmania."
Who is this?
Who do you think?
Serious?
Yeah.
He called me up and he was, and I think he was like pretty. He was like, I'll have my I'll run in my legs by then. He's like, I'll be like game day fit for it. It's like it'll be perfect. It'll be like they'll need a ruckman. Not a lot of ruckmans wanting to move down to Tassie.
He told me he didn't even like football.
He actually said the same thing to me,
Yeah.
actually.
So, good on him.
To West Coast versus St Kilda now. Keon, how do your boys match up against these guys? Still yet to get a win on the table. You guys are going to be hungry after last week's loss, looking to kick some more goals, I assume. What do you think's going to be the go?
Yeah, I think we get this one. We've got quite a few options to play with. Mason Wood should be back. Dan Butler is healthy. And
Dan Butler.
then, yeah.
How good's that?
And then obviously Dougal Howard did his hammy, so he's out for
Mm.
the 6 to 7 weeks. So we'll see Caminiti go back to the back line, which I don't mind, especially with Mason Wood coming in. So I think Caminiti was a lot better in the back line. So glad to see that he'll probably go back there. Yeah, I think we get this one covered. I think Mitch Owens will play a role on Mitch McGovern to sort of draw him out of the contest, sort of like he does on Tom Stewart. So if we can stop that, then I don't see why we can't win by 8 goals plus sort of thing. I think our backline will stand up pretty well against them. You got
Yeah.
Waterman, like we can put Caminiti on and we can shut him down. So
You don't want to put Wilkie on him.
No, I like I
Wilkie
said,
not too
I
not
back-
big enough.
no, not even that. I just back Caminiti enough. Now I don't know why we took. I get Howard came back, but I do see Caminiti as a key defender.
Mm.
I do think if you gave him this whole season of being a key defender, that he can become a top A grade key defender. Like not that he's going to be the best, but he's going to lock a player down. Like I think what he's done on players has actually been quite good.
Mm.
I know we only saw that small sample size against Sam Darcy, but then who did he match up on the next game and he stopped them? I'll pull it up, but.
Yeah, so while he pulls that up, I was just going to ask you another question as well. Do you think the Saints have been, not that I'm a gambling man myself, but do you think the Saints have been a little bit disrespected in the odds in this game and the line that this game has shown?
What's
What
the
is it?
line?
Well, Eagles are only $3 to win.
Mm.
Saints are $1.35, $1.40. And I don't know. I feel like
I feel like a
Saints-
lot of people are just like the odds are going like down because it's like it's their due.
they have to win one.
It's like their due.
Is this a bit of a danger game, do you think?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a.
That's why it was scaring the shit out of me last week. But
I don't think it's a. I don't know. Not necessarily a danger game. It's a not waking up in the first quarter and then fucking ourselves
yeah.
of
Don't want to let
not
them
being
get an
able
early
to.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can kick the first 2 goals, then I'd pencil it in.
Yeah. Do you
But
guys
if they get on the board and kick, 2, 3, 4 early ones, then.
do you guys travel all right there normally?
Last year we beat them, but again, that was we made it touchy. I'm pretty sure we were up and they made a push
Mm.
towards the end of the game. So I don't see a world. Not that I don't see a world where they can beat us, but
Realistically, they should not beat you.
I think right now, if the changes that happen, our team is in terms of what will be fielded is the best that it's been all
Mm.
season. So
Mason Woodin is good.
yes,
That's a big
that's
in.
a big in. So yeah, I think we're gonna. I think we
Could
should
you
get this
see
one done.
you guys losing?
I could see us losing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, like that's
what causes that though? Is it you guys being like subpar, or is it Eagles stepping up to the plate?
I reckon it'd be Saints probably just not as switched on.
Yeah, it's just us, sort of like we were against Carlton. Like
Mm.
if we show up like the way we played against Carlton, then we'd still beat West Coast.
For sure.
But if we show up sort of the way we played against Brisbane or even the Bulldogs in that sort of that period of time, then I don't think we're gonna. But again, I don't think a team like West Coast can pull off what Brisbane and the Bulldogs did. So
No chance.
there'd have to be some massive alarm bells if West Coast are getting on top of us.
Yeah, especially convincingly. Like if
Mm.
there's anything more than 5 points for me,
I don't see a spot on the ground where they're better than us.
no chance. They're
Like,
nowhere. There's literally like, especially with Oscar Clark, Oscar Allen out. Sorry, I was reading about Hunter Clark. I think he had a good game in the AFL and the VFL.
well, that's the thing. I think talking about like that, Zach Jones has to come in. I don't see why he doesn't
30
come
and
in.
3.
Uh,
Toby Travaglia had 30 touches. I feel like
which
you
he
guys
just,
should
he
be
just keeps
playing.
doing. He's been. I don't know his average. He must be averaging like 26 touches a game.
You guys don't like playing your young players early. Like Ari Schoenmaker, he was a top.
But I think it's because they had 2 players that like we already have those roles filled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you guys drafted these backmen, and it's like Toby Travaglia is not even going to sniff in, let alone Alex Taru, you know? You picked 2 defenders with Nas sitting in that spot.
Well, I think
anyways.
it'll be. I think obviously Taru, with his suspension.
yeah.
This is a game where I think Taru could have played,
Mm.
being with Howard out. Maybe Travaglia comes in instead of Caminiti going forward is a possibility.
Yeah.
But again, he doesn't play that tall defensive role. But again, West Coast don't really have. They've got Jack Williams. That's really like O'Donnell could probably go to him. So maybe this is a game where Toby can come in and play, and Caminiti goes forward. I mean, I would rather not, but
Mm.
I think Ross can really move the magnets around. But
Yep.
yeah,
Definitely.
That takes us to the Friday night game, Blues versus the Bloods. Both teams here, start of the year contenders, had a bit of a rocky start. How does this one go? Who comes out on top? Who do we look out for?
Yeah, this is a really interesting one because you almost just want to put Sydney to win, but I haven't shown anything all year, basically. Like, they're really struggling at the moment. Until it gets to the last 15 minutes of the fourth quarter, they're other teams head and shoulders better than them almost.
Yeah. And
Especially when you're coming up a team like Carlton.
for sure. And for me, like, they've given me zero reason to tip them at all. At least Carlton have shown me something, but their forward line is genuinely, like, despicable. It's atrocious. It's almost as bad as Melbourne's. It's probably almost worse with Logan McDonald and Amadi out. And that is already two terrible options. But realistically, when you've got an All-Australian defender in Jacob Wiedering up against Joel Hamling, come on. Like, really? Is that what we're doing? Nick Haynes is going to look like prime Brian Lake out there up against Aaron Francis.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, their midfield is just not doing it anymore. Like, it's not... There's no pizzazz in the midfield at all. There's nothing scary, to be honest. Chad Warner's just kind of chugging along. He's not doing what he normally does, where he can make a huge impact on a game. Same goes with Heaney, to be honest. You know, Chad Warner played his least amount of CBAs for the year last week as well. So you wonder, like, what's going on there.
I think there's going to be a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 3-4 changes to this Sydney team. Amadi and Mills test, so
Amadi
you
might play.
should see both of them come in.
That's good.
Taylor Adams is also possible. He had 14 touches in managed minutes in the VFL. And then Angus Sheldrick in that fourth quarter, halfway through that 30, came on. He had the 13 touches and tore up. So probably see him come in, and maybe a Taylor Adams as the sub.
Yeah.
Or even Mills. But yeah, there's going to be, I reckon that we're going to see quite a few changes here, because I reckon, Cox is really going to want to get some wins on the board. 3-6 now. If they lose this, they go to 3-7. You know,
Finals is out of the way. If you have the same amount of wins as Richmond, you know you've got a problem.
Yeah,
a very big problem. Mitch McGovern, I think, is looking like he'll be back. Get Sam Doherty in the AFL as well. 38 touches in the VFL.
Yeah, the problem was, though, when he's in there, he wasn't doing anything.
But he was also playing not his normal role. He wasn't playing...
Where would you play him?
I'd play him at half back. But he's kind of just playing at this shit position, or he's subbing or stuff like that. Oh, Prod's out the way. Sharky's gone.
He just walked straight over the camera.
I think that's a game time shit.
He didn't even close the door.
No. So if you hear an echo, that's his fault. This is like the game of the mediocre, to be honest. Because both of them I look at and I go, fuck. You don't make me think that you're a good team, but you're also not a terrible team. I have no idea who to tip here. I'd rather tip Saints over Sydney, you know what I mean, than Carlton over Sydney, because it's just one of those ones where you've got no idea who could win this one, because they're both just so up and down and just not competing to their best. But for me, it's Hawthorn.
Hawthorn.
I'm reading the ladder. I need to stop reading shit when I'm speaking. For me, it's Carlton. It's at the SCG, but Sydney have just been too poor, losing to a team like Essendon. And when I think about it, I just use footy math and I go, I don't think Essendon would beat Carlton, and Essendon beat Sydney. So that's how I think of it.
Yeah, I'd probably go with
Walk through. That's Sharky. Everyone. Where's Wally?
I know, tough one. I'm going to sit on this one, but probably leaning more towards Carlton.
Does that take us to Pies versus the Crows?
It does.
Well, what do you guys think is going to happen in this round? What's going to play out in this game? Who's going to star? You think
I
compared to
think
last week?
Phil Thorpe's kicking 7.
Mm.
No Darcy Moore.
Oh yeah, and he had an unreal game last week
He-
too.
yeah, but Freo was also kicking the ball to him every time it went in.
Yeah, and he was just matching up against Josh
Yeah.
Tracy, who, might I add, doesn't really look like he wanted to lead for the ball. He kind of just wanted it on his head the whole time.
Mm.
Because he probably would take it over Darcy Moore every time.
Yeah.
Just the entry was terrible.
Yeah,
But
so
Tracy's never been that real lead up kind
No.
of player. He's been if there's a pack, he'll crash that pack kind
Mm.
of player. Yeah, but Thilthorpe, if he doesn't kick 7, it'll be Fogarty. And if he doesn't kick 7, it'll be Tex. You know what I mean? Their bigs don't match up well at all against Adelaide, to be honest.
Too big as well. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah. Billy Frampton on Darcy Fogarty. Get out the way.
Mm.
Far out. And apart from that, like, who do you chuck on Tex? Do you know? Perryman? Like, Houston? Quaynor? You can't put Quaynor on him.
no, you cannot put Quaynor.
You
on.
cannot put Quaynor on him. You can't put, like, you've got Frampton and Moore, and Moore's out.
Yeah,
So I reckon Charlie Dean probably comes in.
is Moore out?
Darcy Moore's out, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
sorry. My brain. No, he is out. He's out.
Yeah.
I was thinking Dylan Moore for a second in my
No,
brain.
Darcy Moore, yeah.
Darcy Moore.
Yeah, so Darcy Moore's out. Braden Maynard's back, so maybe he plays a tall.
But who's he realistically?
Okay, I'd say the biggest he could go is maybe Fogarty. And even then, like, body, he just gets destroyed.
Yeah. I don't know.
But then I go the other way, and you look at Collingwood's small forwards, and I think then someone there could pop up and kick it. Like,
I agree with that, but also Adelaide's backmen have been on an absolute tear. Josh Worrell is playing some ridiculously good football.
but he's playing all good football attackingly though.
Yeah, but like it's been going both ways. Same with Max Michaelani. Him and Worrell, like, they've been playing a lot better than what they were at the start of the year. Yeah, they definitely have their struggles. I think this is the type of game you'll see Keys probably have a quiet one on Isaac Quaynor. But apart from that, I just really can't see Pies. Like, I just feel like this is a terrible matchup for the Pies, to be honest.
Yeah. Just quickly before we move on to any more preview, during the week, the AFL has come out basically saying, people were like, why wasn't the game stopped during the Collingwood Freo game about it was Lockie Schultz, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're like, why wasn't it stopped? And they're like, the umpires didn't know it was happening. And they came out with an official statement, like, the umpires had no idea what was going on. Like, you can't expect them to know what's going on while that's happening. And then quickly after, game day footage came out of them talking, saying, play on, it's all right, like, keep going, like, I'm watching him, don't worry. And then the
then they
AFL's had to
explained.
backpedal, being like, well, the umpires didn't tell us this. So I just want to know what your guys' 2 cents is on this one.
Yeah.
For me, it just comes across a bit unprofessional, just coming out with basically one
Laura
statement says
Kane
one thing.
just, it looks like she's tried sweeping this under the carpet, to be honest. I think she knew damn well that they knew. And I'm pretty sure the umpires are furious at Laura Kane for saying that they got it wrong. Because Laura Kane's basically thrown the umpires under the bus and said, well, they never told us that they didn't know that they got their story wrong. So from reports that the umpires are not happy with that. Laura Kane did take accountability in the message, which is the first time I've ever seen her actually take accountability for something. But yeah, it happens. I didn't really see a reason to stop the game. The ball was nowhere near him.
Yeah. Keon, do you have anything to add on?
Yeah, I think, I don't know. There's one where you weigh it up as like, if someone gets in like hurt like that, are you just stopping the game no matter what? But then you also don't know whether they're going to be able to get up or not. I think sort of when the ball I don't know, like that identical same thing happened in my footy game on the weekend where one of my teammates was completely knocked out. He ended up getting to stretch it off, and the umpire didn't stop the game. And almost the coach, like our coaches were sort of yelling at the umpire, you got to stop the game, got to stop the game. And the umpire's literally standing there just watching the game. He's going, no, play on. So I think it's an interesting one because, like, how do you know whether or not as soon as you blow that whistle and you say, "Oh no, ball's dead," that they're not just going to stand up and
That's
sort of
and that's
thing.
what Lockie Shores did.
Yeah.
If he
Well,
stopped
then
the
he
game
fell
there,
over though.
but then he got up and ran.
I think it's it's touchy, but I think if the ball isn't in the vicinity, then I think it's sort of got to be playing. Like if the ball's on the other side of the ground, then you can say play on. Now, let's say the person doesn't get up for 2 minutes and somehow the ball hasn't gone to their side of the ground, then maybe yes, if they're on the non-bench side, but it's something someone's got to watch for. If you're getting too close, then call the ball dead.
I completely agree. I think, and I don't think you can make the argument of you got one less player because they kicked the goal there, Collingwood.
Mm.
And I think everyone's a little starstruck, but I think it definitely is. The second you've got anyone else coming onto the oval in terms of stretcher and like if they're not moving, that's gameplay stopped straight away.
But then that's the thing, like how someone's got to communicate that to the umpire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
So I feel like the umpire has to check on him as well.
Well,
one of
they've
them.
got 4 of them. Like,
Yeah, they've got that many, and they kind of tried doing that. They said, "I've got an eye on him," like, and then they were saying, "You, I'm watching it," kind of thing, which I don't mind because the trainers were out there. They were trying to help him, and he fell over. He did get off the field really
Really
quick,
quick,
considering what happened. But there is the question of, I think people more wanted the game to stop because of how big the hit was. He was clearly fucked. But I don't think that would have stopped him from falling over or anything like that because you could tell it was him that was trying to get up and he was trying to go. It's tough. I don't think it's the umpire's fault.
No, I don't think it is.
There's no clarity at all on what you could tell in the clip of where they're talking about it. That he says that he can't stop the game unless the ball goes near him.
yeah.
So that's clearly like he wouldn't lie about that. That's just what he thinks is the rules. So if you want the game to stop, if you're the AFL, you need to provide clarity on that.
Yeah, I agree. Keon, your thoughts against Pies and Crows? Anything more you want to add?
Yeah, so the Pies will get quite a few ins back. They'll get Pendlebury, like Will said, Maynard. You'd say, Maynard and Myercheck. You'd say side bottom will, again, he'll play a bit of a quiet one on the weekend. Sort of got rested at the end of the game. Yeah, I think Collingwood's got this one. They're just on a roll at the moment at the MCG. Gonna be tough to get them. Obviously, we know Adelaide comes real close to Collingwood when they play at the G. There's always a close game, but Collingwood always manages to get there because something happens to Adelaide, whether Rankin does a hammy or this game always tosses up interesting. The fire alarm goes off, something like that, and the players have to evacuate. So I think this game's always a good game on a Saturday. So I'll be saying this is probably one of the games of the round.
Well, we'll keep an eye out when we're watching that one to see how close it is. We move into around the globe. So the first story I have from the night is, did you guys ever watch Croc Hunters or Croc Wranglers? It was the one on Netflix for a while where they basically just wrestle crocodiles and put them in cages and such and just got them out. No. Well, we did
No.
watch it at schoolies when we had that all famous debate.
I thought it was just on YouTube.
It's across a few things. It was on Netflix though. So I don't know if you guys know, but Willow, so I believe his full name is Chris Wilson. He was out once flying a helicopter out, and he was hung on. Someone else was flying it, and he was getting, he was on a rope. He was hanging on the rope underneath the helicopter, putting cages out across the crocodiles so that they could get the eggs and such. And basically what happened is one day while they were flying, this isn't legal at all. You're not meant to have anyone stretches out on a rope. The helicopter kind of failed, started falling to the ground.
The helicopter did.
Yeah, and then kind of kicked back in. But the force pulled him down and made him fall to the ground along with all the cages and crushed and killed him. Right?
Oh.
So basically that happened a while ago and they've been fighting it for
Is
years.
this Australian?
Yeah, it was Australian.
Oh, wow.
So it happened in Australia. And the thing was, this guy's was he was on the TV show and he died before the TV show came out. So then the TV show came out and they had to put it at the end. Like the whole last episode, I've watched it, is them going, he just wants his license. He just wants his helicopter license. That's all he wants with his life. And then the last episode comes and he goes like, R.I.P. Willow. Anyway,
Shit.
so his wife, this happened a while ago. His wife's been suing for a while. No, he sued the TV show. He sued the man that was driving, and now she's successfully sued the, I believe it's Queensland government for helicopters. I don't even really know what it is, but yeah, that's all come to fruition. And I don't know. It's kind of crazy to think about being hung over from a helicopter and then just being dropped. Like he wasn't like thousands of kilometers in the sky, but like he was up there.
So, has he been dipped into the water?
So it wasn't water. So they were just going over like the ground, right? Imagine he's flying over a paddock.
Yeah.
The helicopter's cut out and they've basically everything that they were hanging, including him, has fallen to the ground. And he hasn't died from falling to the ground. He was injured. He died from the cages on top hitting him.
So he's hanging onto this rope like that.
I think more
And
he's like he's got his feet on the cage and then he's holding onto the rope.
Wait,
And
what?
how's the cage?
I
got on
just
top of
figured
it?
he's wearing a strap and he's just hanging flat like Superman
Well, how would
flying,
he would
and then he's got the cages.
Because unless the rope disconnected from the helicopter.
No, but the helicopter came down. So obviously he's gonna. The rope's coming down, so he hit the ground. Like Shark said, he didn't get hurt by hitting the ground. Somehow I don't know where the cages were. The cages have fallen and crushed him.
I think what happened is when it went down, he moved a little bit more than the cages and then he's got crushed by the cages.
So he somehow managed to get underneath the cages.
Well, I don't have a photo of how it's happened, but the cages have crushed him in one way or another.
How many cages? How big are these cages?
Yeah.
They're like that wall there, metal.
Well, and he's
Rectangle?
just placing them on the ground.
No, so that's what the helicopter does. The helicopter like kind of lifts one side and he positions it. You need to watch the show and it'll make more sense.
I am so confused.
Can we see a video?
Yeah, I can show you a video. Give me 1
Because
second.
all I'm imagining right now is a helicopter, a rope, a paddock, massive rectangular cages
I don't understand.
up on the rope like this, like one by one, and then him underneath it. Because it's the only way I could think of him getting crushed by them. I'm thinking, how are they just attached to the rope? And how was he throwing them to the ground?
I don't know.
While I'm getting this up, I also thought you guys might want to touch on Virat Kohli's retirement from Test cricket.
Ah, cop it, mate. Scotty Boland traumatised him.
Any more words while I try and get this?
I saw this hilarious thing. It was when he went out in the Sydney Test and everyone's like waving him off and like no 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 no, and then the caption's like, little did these people know that this would be the last time they were waving goodbye for real because he was never going to come back.
Well, yeah, India's now lost Sharma and Kohli,
Mm.
who are both retired. Obviously, Ashwin just retired
Mm.
through
During
the summer.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're really going through a new batch of cricketers who not many of them are really producing too much.
Oh, the open is unreal though.
Yeah, no, he is. But like you look at like in terms of bowl, like you should,
Yeah.
what's his name, Sharma, he'll be
Well, they've
gone
got
soon. Like they've got
What's his name? What's his
Siraj
name?
and they've got
no the spinner.
Pandya.
The spinner that was batting really well as well against Australian. Let me pull it up.
Jadeja.
No, Jadeja was alright in a couple of the tests.
But like Jadeja's going to be gone within a year as well. Like he's 34, I think.
yeah, hold on, just give me a sec. Pause.
For a country that has 1 billion people, their cricketers are very old.
Yeah, they don't really chuck in people, do they?
Let's see.
Washington Sundar.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's a good player.
yeah, he was good.
And Kumar Reddy, Nitish Kumar
Mm.
Reddy.
But I think Sundar's still old though, isn't he?
Sundar is, but Kumar Reddy.
Kumar
is-
Reddy, yeah,
Kumar
he
Reddy
was
is-
young.
He's very
Yeah.
young, and he bowled as well. I'm pretty sure against us.
Yeah, he didn't. Oh no, he bowled actually all right.
Yeah, he
'Cause
bowled
he
pretty
got-
well.
He got like a 3 for or something.
But
and his
he's
dad
also
was
not a
crying.
spinner, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, he was a fast bowler.
Yeah, he was medium fast. But yeah, they're all right. I agree with you though that they've got some issues. Boomer's also he's 32, isn't he? 31.
Mm.
Yeah, but I reckon he's got a bit more in him.
Yeah, cricketers last a bit longer than football players.
I'm almost there, lads. I'm almost there.
And then obviously, like we're gonna keep talking about cricket. You got debate on who opens with Kawaja. In the next upcoming series, you've got Constance, Ingles, Labuschagne's been thrown up there. Cam Green's going to be back as well. So the championship's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I've got it here now, lads. If you look up to your screen. So, if we look here, this is kind of how they're... No. So this is how they're doing it. So see how they're kind of dangling the cage underneath the helicopter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's he?
He's not doing it in this one because they wouldn't obviously want it on camera.
Yeah,
But-
but where is he?
That's him,
Where-
the bloke in the blue top.
So how would they normally be doing it?
So this is the thing. They're like, how are you doing it? And they're like, he's told them,
Oh, they're not cages, they're fences.
yeah.
Right. I'm thinking of like a full cage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a full
Yeah, that's what I was
four-wall
thinking. Yeah,
ceiling.
that's
I'm
what I
like,
was thinking of.
what the fuck?
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. I can see where that confuses because I think you were thinking that he was inside the cage.
I was like, a cage? Like, how is he dropping multiple cages?
Yeah, I was the exact same as you, Will.
Anyway, so he died getting crushed by them. RIP.
How do you sue for that? Because he looks like he's pretty with the technique.
Well, because you're not meant to have someone hanging off a rope.
Yeah, but he looked pretty keen for it.
No, I don't understand. I don't get this.
I don't understand if he's on top of the cages. Stop saying cages. On top of the fence posts. How is he
How's
getting
they
crushed by
crushed
them?
him? Because they're heavier, so they should hit the ground first.
Yeah, and also they would probably swing if they fell.
I don't know. Maybe you should mention it. Call up. Can you do that? Can you just call up somebody like, hey, I've got like some holes in this case?
Unless those fence posts look pretty wobbly on the helicopter.
Yeah.
Unless he was holding onto them, balancing on the thing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He was holding on. So he's like got his feet on him
And
and
he's
he's
balancing
there.
on.
and they would be back.
And then if he slipped off it, they've gone from there to like that. You feel me?
No.
So
Where he fell
Imagine-
through the crack.
imagine, no, the rope, right? And then they're connected to the fence posts. And he's on top of the fence post, like 2 feet on one of the fence posts.
Yeah,
and
but Shark said
holding
he's
on.
strapped in.
No, he's not strapped in. He's hanging on.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
said
like
he
he's
was
just holding
you said
on.
he was strapped in.
No, I did not. Did I say that?
I think so.
Oh.
Anyways,
Oh, that makes more sense.
yeah. So then he's hanging on, and then but then that doesn't make sense on how the fence post fell if they were strapped to the helicopter.
Well, when it died, right? So
Oh,
it died,
yeah, it
stopped,
died.
turned back on, and the rope snapped.
Oh, the rope snapped.
Ah.
The rope snapped.
Okay, I completely
okay,
understand
yeah. Now Sharky's telling the full
now.
story.
Yeah, well, you could have said the rope snapped.
Okay. Well,
All right, we got there in the end.
I reckon if he told me the rope snapped, I would.
Yeah, we got that straight away.
But I still wouldn't have got it thinking it was a cage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, the cage really put it off.
anyway, so that's around around the globe. So we'll move to Power versus the Cats next. What are your guys' thoughts on this one?
It's one of those games where. Sorry.
Just mid.
Is that what one of this game is?
It's one of those games where like Power just comes out and somehow wins by 100, like what they did against Sydney. I've got Geelong though, to be honest.
Last year when they did play, remember I think it was a Thursday night.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a Thursday night. Yeah, and Geelong rolled them by 80 points in Adelaide. So not on a good run at the moment is Port, and so yeah, you'd say pretty much the same thing would happen again.
So I'm not sure about this, but did Brian Myers get concussed again? Because he played, right?
He did.
But he's on the injury list for concussion.
He must have.
Interesting. Tom Stewart's back though. Jack Henry is also back, and Humphreys is a test as well.
Yeah, Grymeyer's 23 touches, a goal and a behind,
but he's on the
and finished the game on the field.
oh
Unless he got concussed at training, maybe.
yeah, and yeah. So Reece Stanley is also a chance to be back, depending on if they play him. But they've got some big ins: Tom Stewart and Jack Henry. That's huge against a terrible forward line as well. So yeah, for me, this is
Does Willie Rioli play?
No,
Yeah, he
he's in
would.
doubt.
he's in doubt, really.
Yeah. Ken said in his presser today that he's in doubt to play.
Wow. Why is that?
I'm not sure exactly.
Probably because one of the examples of him threatening to kill someone was in a Geelong game.
Yeah, probably. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because it was Essendon, Bulldogs, and Geelong game, right?
Yeah,
Where didn't he tell Brad Close?
I think so.
Yeah. Yikes. Jack Lukosha is almost back. I'm excited to see him. He was very good at the start of the year. But apart from that, can't really think of anything else.
Well, that takes us to GWS first. The Dockers.
Kane Farrell's injured.
Yeah,
So
he
he's out for
he
4 to
missed
6 weeks.
he missed a fair chunk of that
Yeah.
last fourth quarter in that game on the weekend.
Travis Boak as well. Probably comes back in at 35 in the Sandful.
To GWS versus the Dockers. Where do you guys think this is going to end up? Is it going to be one of the closer games of the round? It's going to be a blowout. Is Freo going to show up?
Big
Should we
summer
expect-
blowout.
Should we expect Freo to play any interesting football till the end of the season, or
Yeah.
do I just stop watching them?
Just stop watching them. I don't even know why we were watching them in the first place. They were my Smokies. They've let me down so much.
They were your smoke. You were right or die for them.
I was ride or die for them.
Now it's went to
Shy
Adelaide.
Bolton sucks.
Now it's went to Adelaide.
It was Adelaide from August 21st, 2024, though.
The fact you have that date memorized.
Well, you shouldn't have put the date down because I have the date now. So it is documented. Yeah, but Freo, I don't trust them at home. I don't trust them away.
Don't trust him anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't trust him looking after anything.
Who wins? Gold Coast VFL or Freo?
Is Fiorini playing in the Gold Coast VFL team?
Fiorini is playing.
Okay, then Fiorini will beat the big boy
Fiorini's
himself.
yeah, just Fiorini. Yeah, giving the Giants by 45 +2.
Yeah, and Freo, they've got so many injuries now as well.
Mm.
Like Hayden Young, obviously he's gone for ages. Nat Fife is slowly making his way back though. Sean Darcy will be a test. Ollie Murphy will be a test as well. Obviously, he played his first game, I think, on the weekend, or his second game, something like that. And then Nathan O'Driscoll slowly making his way back. But yeah, I think GWS covers this one quite comfortably. Hogan again could put himself, in a five goal bag. If what happened to Thilthorpe and others for the Crows on the weekend happens, GWS probably even better than what the Crows did it.
Yeah. They probably get back Darcy Jones and Toby Bedford as well. Toby Green is test, so I'm not sure about that.
Are you willing to sit anyone here for GW? Like Toby Green's a
I'd
test.
say-
Are you willing to just?
I'd say yes.
Just tell him to
Oh, but
hold
it's
off.
a home game.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, are you willing to just say, we should have this? Darcy's back in.
Yeah. No, I think
Although
I'll-
Stringer is out, so that's
true. That is very true. I think normally I would say yes if they were away.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they were traveling to Perth or something like that to play this game, I'd say leave him at home, let him recover, and then he'll be back next week after you win by 100. But I'd say let him play at home. He'll probably get up, and because it's at home, you've got enough emergency options where you could probably sub him or laid out at any point.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go into. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I was going to say, Grew kicked 4 goals on the weekend as well.
Or get him in.
So do you bring him in for someone like Cadman, who's probably a little bit out of form, Riccardi, something like that,
Cadman could be so high in the Coleman at the moment if he could kick straight.
and mark the ball?
I know, but like his kicking for goal is like terrible. He needs Richo to come out and help him.
I think Tom Lynch needs that.
Or don't let Tom Lynch teach him how to kick. That's what I'm scared about.
No, he's
Our
gonna
big
teach.
tall forwards. It's like, don't take any advice on that guy's kicking. Take advice on his marking, everything else. Do not let him teach you how to kick because we're buggered if he does that.
So we'll go ahead in this round. The first one we have is
Oh, well, this could be fun.
The tumbling turnover.
in 2015, Shane Burgoyne.
Hmm?
Oh, how'd I bugger it?
Sean.
Sean. Same shit, different smell.
No.
Broke Hawthorn's highest number jersey played ever.
Hmm.
So before that, it was 58. He did 67.
Hmm.
He did this to represent the 50th anniversary of the. When was this? Oh, sorry, 2013. No, it was a year.
Uh-oh.
It was
He has
Oh
no
my
idea what year it
goodness.
was.
To represent the 50th anniversary of the 1967 referendum, which was when it gave Australian Aboriginals the constitutional right to be recognised. It was the highest number ever worn, and that same day, that same time when we were playing back then, Hawthorn was playing.
It was in 2017.
Yeah, beautiful.
I have. What was the last sentence? Back then, it was the last time that it was back then.
I
or
couldn't even
back
tell
then.
you. I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm looking at it and I've just butchered that much. I don't even know what.
You should have let it ride.
Yeah. So, from my understanding, I can't even read the page, but from my understanding, what basically happened is that he wore it. And a fun fact is that when the referendum happened, Hawthorn was playing that same day against Fitzroy.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's one of them. Another one in round 10, Tom Mitchell had a 50 disposal game, which puts him, I think, in one of 8 or so players to get more than 40 disposals. I couldn't tell you how many. I think he's one of the only ones in Hawthorn to get over 50. Yeah. Any? You guys got anything you want to add?
Who?
Tom Mitchell?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Who? So yeah.
He just ignored me. It's all good.
Anyway, you guys got any fun facts you want to add?
No.
That sounds great. That takes us to Dogs versus the Dons. Listen, I reckon this will be a good game. I
In
reckon.
round 10 in 2017,
Yeah.
Richmond beat Essendon.
Anything special about the win?
Hawthorn beat Sydney.
Wow. Yeah, that's big. That is big.
That was historic. I remember that. Like,
And you know what's a fun fact about that? Sydney went on to lose the grand final.
that's true. Foreshadowing
And the Dogs won.
in 2017.
Yeah, 16, sorry.
No.
Fuck, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, what did you say?
Dogs versus the Dons. Good game, I reckon.
Nah, Dogs
No?
will sweep the floor with them.
I don't know, maybe. I have faith.
It's at Marvel, bro. Wait, no, Dons like playing at Marvel.
Yeah.
Still, Dogs and Dons is too. I don't like it. Dogs versus Bombers. They can sweep the floor with them, to be honest. The Dogs look ridiculously good. It's like stupid how good they are without Sam Darcy or Jamari Uguagan. Anyone know the timeline on him?
Who?
Sam Darcy.
He should be back, I think, in 2 months.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it is. 6, I think it's like 6 to 8 weeks.
It's only like a long time.
That is a long time.
Yeah.
I keep seeing Will Day's one, which is 3 to 4 months. And
Yeah, bro, he's fucked.
That's great.
Yeah, they
that's
got
good.
no Waitman as well. Like they're doing pretty good. No Treloar, no Liam Jones, no Sam Darcy, no Waitman, no Vandermeer. Oh, Vandermeer might be. Yeah, should be good.
And any standouts? Anyone from Bombers you want to see stand up? Let's start there.
I will say I thought Ben Mackay was good.
Oh,
On
he
the
would
list.
love to
actually
hear that.
was. He was.
I thought he
good.
was really good. I'd like to see him play good again.
Mm.
Keon? Anyone you're going to be looking out for? Either team.
I don't know. I feel like this could be possibly a bit of a snooze fest game. I think this is a game where Essendon could get pummeled by 80, type
Yep.
of thing that happened to St Kilda by the Doggies. Yeah, I'd be nervous if I was
Saints fan. Essendon fan.
Essendon fan. Yeah, I think there's ability that Bont could absolutely
This is where,
fucking
this
rip
is where
this one
Bont-
open. Like
he collects 3 votes here. Is
He
it
should-
possible
probably
for
should.
Bont,
probably should collect 3
Yeah.
votes, but then won't actually get
Oh,
3
yeah.
votes.
is it possible for Bont to win the Brownlow from here?
Yeah. Well, I think he
How many
still
rounds did
can.
he miss? 6 rounds?
6 rounds. And he got
That's a
3 in
lot.
his first one. He got
For
3 in his
sure. 3
first
in his
one.
first like 2.
Like
First 3, I reckon.
I think he's easily right now on like 7 votes. He's up there. He's
He
caught
could be on
himself
more
back
of thumbs
up.
like him as well this
Yeah,
year. If
he's-
they double back because of how poorly they treated him,
Mm.
he could be on.
And maybe in their heads as well, they're like, oh, he's probably not going to
Mm.
win it because he missed this much football.
Should we have a look at the live tracker?
However, Tom Liberatore is playing some pretty good football at the moment as well. So,
Oh, wait, no, that's last year's.
no, the live track is not out at the moment yet.
That's so bull. Well, technically, we do have our own live tracker.
We technically do.
It's the Nothing But Footy Best and Fairest.
I don't think he's polled.
Yeah, it hasn't polled.
You guys are bad.
No,
at
he
the
had
apps.
to have polled.
Yeah, I
Oh,
reckon he
maybe.
definitely polled.
I'll look.
He had
I'll
to have
look.
polled against St Kilda.
I'll look.
Was that the
Um,
one where we didn't do the review?
No, we did do that one.
Do you guys want to talk about Lions versus the D's while I pull this one up?
Not particularly.
Oh, fair enough. Then we'll just.
Lions versus the D's, snooze fest, Lions by 1,000.
Oh, I heard a Melbourne fan think they're actually a chance to win this game.
You were about to say that.
I don't know. I've heard
Oh.
a Melbourne fan say they reckon they're a chance to win this game just because Brisbane drew to North Melbourne. But
He sounds like a funny guy.
up at the Gabba, roll over Sunday, 3:20.
Yeah. God.
It's a bit of a snooze fest on Sunday, to be honest.
Lever's back. I'll give him that.
Oh, Logan Morris isn't going to kick goal. That's all right though, because Eric Hipwood will still hit the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Oh wait, if
Logan
Eric
Morris
Hipwood
has been
doesn't,
struggling.
if Eric Hipwood doesn't hit the scoreboard, Rainer will hit it. Oh, but if Rainer doesn't hit it, then Charlie Cameron will hit it. Oh, but Zach Bailey can also hit the scoreboard. Like,
But then Charlie Cameron won't because he'll just miss 7 shots.
well,
in a
he's
row.
back in form now. That's the other thing.
Did he kick one against North?
Against North, I actually don't think so.
So I found Bond. First game back, round 6, right? Keon, you gave him 5. Will, you gave him 2. And then he's polled another 1 from you in round 8.
Oh, so at least I've polled him twice.
Yeah, you've polled him
So he's
twice.
sitting at what, 8 votes?
Yeah,
That's not bad for someone that's only played like 4 rounds.
yeah.
Mm.
Callahan has more than him though.
God.
That was opening round. There was 2 games.
Yeah.
And he fucking tore it up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Deserved. I will say, Jared Berry, he's concussed, so Kitty Coleman probably comes in hopefully. Yeah.
Do you move a Fletcher back to the wing?
Yep.
And then, yeah.
Fletcher to the wing and then Kitty Coleman hitting that half back line.
Is there much more you guys want to discuss?
Nope.
On this one? No. God, it's like it's like you don't want to talk
You
about
ask
any of
us
the Sunday.
every time.
I haven't asked once this whole episode.
That is bull.
I haven't asked once this whole episode because you told me to stop last time. So
You literally asked Keon before. It was like, Keon, you have anything more else to add? On
that
the
was
3
one
of them.
time. That was one time on count.
You just said I literally haven't asked.
Oh God, I can never win.
Well, you said
No.
you didn't ask and you did ask.
Sharky's airtime. Lockie Young, Roy Lobb, Jeremy
Do we
Cameron.
have a stinger for Sharky's hair time?
We do. Do we want to hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I think we do.
That's a long stinger.
Jesus, that's long.
We couldn't do a 3, 2, 1 countdown. Who the fuck is Lockie Young?
Lockie Young.
I just think of Lewis Young.
Oh no. He's like a defender winger. What are you doing? You can't be looking him up.
I just want to know who he is, to be honest. Did he play it?
He's looking up what
The
clubs
Dogs?
he's played for.
Did he play the Dogs?
He did.
Oh,
Believe he did. I'm pretty sure he did.
can't have played that many. Yeah. Anyways.
Rory
Lobb. Oh, this is fucking tough. I don't even know one of these blokes. We'll go GWS.
Come on. No
Jake-
dead air. Come
Jake
on.
Stringer.
No, not Jake Stringer. We've already had him.
I'm thinking it could be someone who played for DWS, currently plays or has played for North Melbourne as of recent. What?
I'm thinking GWS to North. To the Dogs.
Oh.
Are both of us wrong? Oh, bugger. Well, now my whole mind's shafted because I'm just thinking of people that weren't played for. Cam didn't even have time to explain his whole thought.
I just got
process.
told, no, you're wrong.
So we've got Lockie Young, the star, the myth, the legend, Rory Lobb.
The household name.
I forget what he looks like with hair. That is fucked. He looks way better bald. And Jezza. Jezza at the Giants. Lobb. He played at the Giants before Freo, right?
Let me know when you want
Yeah,
some
he
hints.
did, yeah.
And who knows where the fuck Lockie Young played.
Now I'm questioning if he actually played for the Bulldogs.
Maybe he played for the Giants without. No, he definitely didn't play for the Giants.
No, I think he might have just played for North, to be honest.
Because Lewis Young played for the Bulldogs.
He did.
Let me know when you want some hints.
So now I'm thinking GWS to North. But we're wrong about that. Maybe Leo.
Oh.
Maybe Lockie Young played for Freo.
Who are you thinking, Cam?
No, it can't be him.
Jordan Clark.
Nope.
That was an interesting guess.
I was going for Geelong to Freo, Lobb and Jezza, and then hoping that maybe Lockie Young used to play at Freo. Is Freo involved in any of these?
No.
Give us a hint then.
Sure, what do you want? Team, player, position?
Who did Lockie Young previously play for?
His link is Bulldogs.
Oh, I was right. I didn't think he
Yeah,
played for
right.
Bulldogs.
So Lewis Young and Lockie Young played at the Bulldogs. It's not the Bulldogs to the Cats, is it? Caleb, no. Baz Lanker? Baz Lanker? Bailey Smith?
Yes.
You just got there just before me.
Fucking hell.
The next one we have is
Lockie Young.
Charlie Cameron, Tom Lynch, and Jeremy Cameron. Oh.
Oh, he fucked it. He fucked it. Uh-oh.
Let me check if oh no, this is still on.
What?
Is it?
Yeah, this one's still on.
Adelaide, Gold Coast. Charlie Cameron play it? Oh, no, he didn't. He played Gold Coast?
Who?
Charlie Cameron.
No.
He just played at Adelaide.
Yeah. So this person's moved around quite a bit.
Adelaide to Brisbane.
Because there's no linkage here with
Gold
any of
Coast
these
to
players.
Richmond, and
That's
GWS
unreal.
to
These
Geelong.
players don't link once.
Did you bugger this?
No, didn't bugger it.
But he's been saved somehow.
So you did bugger it, but it's worked.
No, my brain just defaulted to Jeremy Cameron twice.
What?
Like when I was thinking of like a challenging player, I was thinking it's just Jeremy Cameron because he's been at two clubs in my head.
Okay. So why did you think you buggered it?
Because I wasn't sure if Jeremy
Keon.
Yeah?
Tyson Stengel.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's a good guess.
That is a very good
'Cause
guess.
He played at Adelaide.
I was just like, who? Like, there's nothing linked between them.
He
and I was
literally
like-
played a season at Richmond and
Yeah.
you delisted him.
Yeah. Well, I was going to do Adelaide, but like he played 2 games for Adelaide. I was like, that's not on.
Well, he was known for Adelaide because he had all his shit going on at Adelaide.
Yeah.
Did he only play 2 games for Adelaide?
I think he played.
I
more
thought he
than
played a fair bit more.
I'm pretty sure he only played 2 or 3.
Really?
Yeah. And the last one is Daniel Rioli, Mami Achol, and Josh Battle.
Keon.
Yeah?
Oh, there's so many ways I could go with this. Jack Higgins.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck, like I was going to say Dan Butler first.
It's correct.
That is a horrible photo of Jack Higgins' hair.
It isn't a great photo.
Well, it's not like he had 7 brain surgeries or anything. I'm surprised he even still has hair, to be honest.
You had a well key on there. That was pretty good.
How many?
No, he played 2 games for Richmond,
Oh, gotcha.
and then he played 14 games for Adelaide
Yeah, I was going to say I thought he
over
played
2
more.
years. Yeah, so he played 1 year at Richmond, and we delisted him straight away.
Okay, so I got Tom Lynch from Adelaide then.
Hold on.
Wait, no.
You got this wrong.
No, he got it right. Oh, it was Tom Lynch
Tom
not
Lynch
there.
wasn't at Richmond in 2017.
Wait, hold up. Let's look through this.
Charlie Cameron wasn't at Adelaide in 2019.
I'm almost
No,
sure I
they-
got this right.
No, they didn't play together.
No.
He's played
Give me a
with
second.
Eddie.
The only one right is Jezza and
Yeah.
Tyson Stengel.
Yeah, I don't think they. I
Wait,
don't think
Tom
he was
Lynch
there.
moved to Richmond in
Hold up. Which
2019.
one are we complaining about?
Tyson Stengel.
Tyson Stengel. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think they played
Charlie Cameron
Charlie.
moved.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Thought we had Charlie Cameron.
That's why I was confused.
No, Charlie Cameron did play in 2017.
Yeah. When did Tom Lynch move? He moved 2019.
And Tom Lynch played. Tom Lynch also played.
No, he didn't.
Oh, well, there's just another bloke called Tom Lynch then.
That's Tom J. Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, same shit, different smell.
Well, no, it's not. It's
No.
a completely different person.
Oh, well, that's fine. Good job, everyone on tonight. Really love the participation. Come on, that's fair enough.
No.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's
no,
not
I'm not
fair
hearing this
enough.
from
If,
you
if
guys.
you put the other Tom Lynch, I would have guessed Tyson Stengel. Easy.
No, I'm fine with this.
Tom Lynch moved to Richmond in 2019
I'm fine with this.
because then there would have been that Adelaide link.
Keon got it
That's-
pretty quick for someone that didn't have.
That's because he thought of someone that played for Adelaide, Richmond, and Geelong. Whereas it should have been Adelaide, Geelong.
That's fun. I'm proud of all of us.
Sharky fucked it.
Keon, what's that? Have you found a loophole?
No, I'm just thinking in my head that you're fucking stupid.
Oh, that's not nice. I feel like Tom Lynch isn't like.
It's a different Tom Lynch.
Yeah, but listen, I was just looking at the list and I saw Tom Lynch. Like,
How lucky are you that Tom Lynch actually works? How lucky are you that Tyson Stengel played 2 games for Richmond in a completely different year, though?
Nah.
No, you're not lucky. You fucked it
No,
anyways.
he fucked it. He's not right.
You're 3 years late.
it's fine. In spirit, he was there though. Tom Lynch was always going to be there. In
He was
spirit.
the captain when you thought... He was the captain of Gold Coast when you thought he was playing with Tyson Stengel.
It's fine. Do we want to go ahead and finalize our tips now?
Yes.
So we'll go off with Will.
All right,
You
give
start
me
us
2
off.
secs.
Okay. Keon,
Yes.
do you want to start us off?
Gold Coast.
Hold on. You got to read it out, Sharky.
Oh, okay. Suns versus the Hawks. I've read it out.
Gold Coast.
Let me just get up on here so you can't tell me I'm wrong afterwards because you always tell me that I got more wrong than I did. I've got the Suns.
The next one we have is what is it? Blues versus the Bloods.
Carlton.
Sydney.
I've got Blues. Next one we have is wait, hold up, Will, you've got Blues, right?
Yes, I do.
Sorry, I'm writing what? Pies versus Crows.
Wait, why don't you say who you've got?
I said it Blues.
Oh, okay. Pies versus who?
Crows.
Pies.
Crows.
Okay. I've got Crows too. Wait, you said it at the same time. Can we get some division here? Keon, who do you have?
Pies.
Crows.
Yes, Will's got Crows. I've got Crows
Will doesn't
too.
have crows. I've got crows.
I've
Shut
got
up, both of you. No one cares. Seriously. Grow up. Then we got Power versus Cats.
Wait, I don't know who else.
Yeah, I actually don't know who I want to pick here.
Geelong.
Cat.
You both have Cats. I'll go Cats too because I hate Power. Giants versus Dockers. I'm guessing you're both Giants here.
3, 2, 1. Giants.
Yeah, I'll go Giants too. Then we have Dogs versus the Dons.
Dog.
Dongs.
Dog.
Dongs.
I've got the Dogs. Will, you've got the
Wait,
Dons.
can we confirm who we have?
Will's got Dons.
I
You've got
said
Dogs.
I've got the dongs.
Otherwise, you're both getting Dons.
I said the dogs.
Okay.
The dongs.
Dog.
Dogs.
You're seriously both 5. Tigs versus North.
Don't even ask me.
Don't even ask me. Fuck, it's actually gonna be a good game. North.
I've got North too. Then to close out the round. Oh, not to close out the round yet. Lions versus D's.
I've got the Melbourne Lions.
Got the Brisbane Bears.
So, Keon, you have Lions. Will, you have D's.
No, I've got the Brisbane Demons.
Do you want to be a big boy and tell me which one you're going for? Or do you want
The Brisbane Lion Demons.
You're going to get D's otherwise. Do you want D's or not?
You don't get to pick what I have.
Then tell me which one you want.
The Brisbane Lion Demons. Keon, do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. I'll take Lions. Cool. West Coast versus St Kilda.
I've got the West Coast Saints.
Will's got West Coast.
No, I've got the Saints minus the West Coast plus the St Kilda. Plus the minus of the divide by St Kilda. Why are you thinking? You go for the Saints.
No, I'm actually, I don't know. We did talk about how it could be a.
It's obviously the Saints.
Yeah, I'll go for Euro Krieki.
You're. Oh, you can't even say it right.
Euro-
Will, do you want
yo-
Lions or D's before I submit them in?
Who do you have me as?
D's because you said the.
I obviously don't have the D's, Sharky.
Yeah, well, I just want to check.
Did you listen to any of the other podcasts?
I just want to check because you were making some silly comments before, and I want to make sure.
You know, I've got my tips right here. So if you tell me otherwise, I'll just correct you.
Okay. Well, that wraps us up for this episode. Thank you very much.
Does it? I had something I wanted to say.
Okay, what do you want to say?
Oh, okay, I don't think Sharky wants to hear what I say. So, all right, thank you very much for
Oh,
listening.
God, what do you want to say?
I hope everyone has a good weekend.
Watch this, I'm going to catch my slipper. Oh, God. I don't even know if the camera saw that. I just look like a numpty. Thank you very much for listening. Kayon, do you want to say what you want to say?
No,
really
it's
quick?
fine. I just if it happens, then I guess if there's one person to blame, it's Sharky.
He's got a Kez's take to the bank. Play the stinger. Oh, for fuck's sake.
We got
Shark.
rid of it.
No, it's still there.
No,
It's the money one.
that's not Kiz's take to the bank.
It's the ka-ching.
All right, guys, I think you've heard enough of us.
There you go.
We'll see you all next week.
What's your Kez's take to the bank? Play the stinger.
That's not a take to the bank.
Well, what's your cash noise, Keon? Bank.
I'd take to the bank that Sharky will not be on the podcast next week.
Will
due to
Sharky
his-
ever find out who the other Tom Lynch is?
Find
Stay
out.
tuned. Find out next week.
It looks like that's the end of the Nothing But Footy podcast. Thanks very much for tuning in. Go ahead and check us out on all of our socials. And we'll see you on the next one.